I brought you a surprise. I guarantee you'll get a big bang out of it.
My baby.
Baby? Oh, no.
Naughty baby mustn't try to run away. Mother pig. Oh, here, Daddy. Kiss your son.
Daddy scared me.
Stop scaring the baby.
Hokey smoke, Bullwinkle, look!
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of ToonCast Classic and ToonCast Beyond. I'm, of course, TFG1 Mike. Joining me is Doug Abel from Talking About My Generation. Hello.
Hello, sir.
And also joining us is TV's Mr. Neil.
And now here's something we hope you'll really like.
You are so wrong. You are so evil.
Well, it's one of our most famous roles.
Yes, it is, but, you know...
Granny doesn't have any quotes.
Sure she does. Granny has...
Has
Yeah.
what? I thought putting that. That's tweeting.
No. Granny, it was the episode where it was a Bugs and Sam episode where she got chased around the house. She was a rich old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, folks, now that Neil has brought the show down even more, I'm going to bring it down even more than that. Sadly, legendary voice actress June Foray has passed away, and she is no longer with us. I mean, she was 99. She lived a full life, I assume, you know. And
She was recording all the way up through 2015, so
yeah.
up until years ago. Come on.
Yeah, no, I know that, and I'm just saying, it's like, you know, everybody's like, oh, why do you make such a big deal of this stuff? You know, everybody's going to die eventually. Well, yeah, that's true, but you know, a lot of these people in the voiceover industry and in Hollywood in general, you know, they affect our lives. Well, not all of us can be out in Hollywood, you know. Well, except for those that live south of Hollywood. I know, right? But yes, we're here to remember June Foray, her various roles and other things. Do you remember the first cartoon of hers that you saw, Neil?
It was probably a Looney Tunes cartoon. Either that or, you know what? She was in Tom and Jerry. She was in Disney cartoons. She was in everything. So It could have been anything. It could have been Bullwinkle.
Yeah. Hokey smokes, right? You know.
Right.
What about you, Doug?
Oh God, for me, I would have to say it was probably as Jokey Smurf in Smurfs. I did see, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I saw, I saw Gummy Bears and all that, but it wasn't until after I'd seen the Smurfs. So that was probably the first time I remember ever hearing her voice, and God help me, I didn't realize that she did Jokey Smurf until about probably 5 or 6 years ago. It just didn't dawn on me that was her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was the best Smurf, by the way. I love Jokey Smurf.
Jokey was awesome.
Even more than Brainy.
Yeah, Brainy's just a blue version of Donatello.
But Brainy's funny. Clumsy.
Oh, for me, any number of the Witch Hazel Looney Tune cartoons. Obviously, Rocky and Bullwinkle, the Smurfs. One of the big ones later, like after all of that, she was Lena Hyena in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Right.
I did not know that she was the grandmother in Mulan at the time. I found that out later, but yeah, she was in Mulan. Mm-hmm. And like you said, she did various Disney voices and other things like that. she always, and you'd never got a chance to meet her at Comic-Con, did you, Doug?
Actually, I did.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, let me explain how that went down. It was kind of a very nice to meet you, Miss Foray, and she goes, oh, she couldn't hear for shit, which she was in her 90s, so at the time, I can't blame her for not being able to hear me very well.
Yeah.
But Mark Evanier brought her in. I want to say this was probably like 2011, 2012, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was at a panel, and they were talking about her. And he goes, you know what? We had no idea. Nobody had in the Emmy world had any idea that June Foray had not won an Emmy yet.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, we've got to do something about that. We got to work to get her an Emmy, because it was 94, so this would have been 4 years ago. And he said he put her in, they got her nominated, and he got the call. Mark Evanier got the call before June even had any clue. He got a call saying, hey, June's been nominated. And he got her nominated for the Garfield show. And so they brought her in, they were talking about it, and then they announced she had won the Emmy, and it was this huge thing, and he went and he took her to the Emmys. But while she's there, she's talking about it, she's saying, and Mark is asking her, so June, do you remember this? And she's like, oh, it was a wonderful thing, and well, there were a lot of people around, and well, I was on my meds, so she was very, very sweet, very nice lady. But she, towards the end, I gotta say, I don't think she really had her faculties about her for anything outside of, hey, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to record, and that's it. It was kind of, that's what my focus is. I don't know if it was just that, or if she couldn't hear me for anything I was asking her or saying or congratulating her.
Mm. That
was really it.
Yeah.
Mark was more focused on trying to tell her things than anything else. So
yeah. Yeah, I did not know. I knew she did some live action stuff. I did not know exactly how much, but I'm going to have to now go hunt down the episode God's Shoes of Married with Children, because she played Scary Mary in that.
Oh my God.
She's always, besides Granny, for all the various Looney when we say Looney Tunes, folks, we mean everything. She was always Granny, whether it was Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, Tiny Toons, all that stuff. She was Granny for it all.
Well, not exactly.
Okay,
she's the second Granny.
Yeah.
Because there was, I forget her name, B something or other, but she was actually Granny for a while. She was also the voice of Betty Rubble.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny because she got teamed with Mel Blanc, so the Rubbles were also the voices of the Looney Tunes.
Yep.
But then about 1955 is when they brought June in. June was actually Granny on the on like the storybook vinyls. I used to have a lot of these. There were these books that came with like 45 speed, like little records that you'd play while you're reading the book.
Oh
and she was Granny for those. And then after the other actress quit, they brought her in to do the cartoons officially.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and she was also she also played another Witch Hazel. She was Witch Hazel in the Disney cartoon called Trick or Treat, which was a Donald Duck cartoon. And she also played a very similar witch in a Tom and Jerry cartoon called The Flying Sorceress.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
My favorite Witch Hazel cartoon. I like them all. But there's two absolute favorites. It's the one where she gets turned into a hot rabbit at the end, and Bugs is like, "Oh, of course, I know, but aren't they all witches inside?" It was one of Chuck Jones's best ones. And the other one was A Witch's Tangled Hair, which is basically, playing on Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
As I recall, there were a lot of very politically incorrect jokes in that. She'd fly the broom backwards and she'd say,
"Oh, we women drivers. I had the silly thing in reverse."
Oh, you saw the cartoon today.
Are you kidding me? I watched that. Okay, look. You know, we're going to eventually do another special episode here, folks, talking about the new Boomerang streaming service. But ever since I found the Boomerang streaming service, I made sure all the Witch Hazel cartoons were on there so I could watch them all. I watch A Witch's Tangled Hair on loop and repeat. I know every bit of that.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Not bad. Land sakes, I almost forgot the most important ingredient. Oh, the little darling's still asleep. Wake up. Wake up!
What's up, Zsa Zsa?
Zsa Zsa? Oh, you're sweet.
Hey, just what I need. A bath.
Bath? Yes, bath. Let Mother scrub your back. Mother. Zsa Zsa.
Something smells real yummy. What's cooking, Witch Doctress? What's the big idea cooking rabbits? Ain't you got nothing better to do?
Well, I could be rinsing out a few things, but... Oh, broomsticks. I'll never get dinner cooked at this rate. Modesty is one of my girlish qualities.
Must cost plenty to heat this pile of rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well... Top that, Lula Brigidit.
Ooh.
Yoo-hoo! Granny! Here I am!
And here I come. We women drivers, I had the silly thing in reverse. No.
Goodbye.
Good grief.
Good riddance. Through yonder window breaks. 'Tis the east, and Juliet is the sun.
Juliet? Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Herefore I ought.
Well, don't just stand there like a ninny. Come on up.
You come down. I'll catch you.
As you like it.
Butterfingers. Bye-eye. What a wacky witch.
Oh, blimey. I'll never be a writer. Never.
Oh, yes, you will, because you're William Shakespeare.
But I'm not William Shakespeare. I'm Sam Krubish.
Sam Krubish? Well, don't you recognize me, Sam, honey?
Witch Hazel. Is that really you?
Yes. Why didn't you show up that night to meet my folks?
I went to apartment 2B like you said, but you
To
weren't
be?
in 2B.
I never said to be.
Oh, yes, you did so, say 2B. Remember you said 2B.
I didn't say to be.
Yes, you
To
said.
be?
Or not to be. That is the question.
Outside of the, outside of the, we women drivers, outside of that line, favorite thing out of there is when she flies up to the tower and she goes, hello. Bugs is like, goodbye. He puts like a anvil in her hand. She goes, good grief. Witch Hazel is Charlie Brown's mother. Not really.
Zha zha.
I know. I did not know this though, but seeing as how the show's coming back, we can't go without talking about. I knew one of these characters, I didn't know the other one, and it's been years since I've seen this show. But DuckTales, Ma Beagle, Magica Dispel, and Mrs. Featherby.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo! We're rolling in the dough!
Yeah, but we were all the donuts. I thought we was going to disguise this bit like a bakery.
Ma will bring you back some donuts, sweet thug. I'm gonna do a little shopping to buy everything I've always wanted. This time, nothing will stand in the way of what I want most in the world.
Ah, what? Turn me back into a man?
No, Scrooge McDuck's old #1 dime. It's first time Scrooge ever made. It contains the psychic vibrations of every deal, every decision, every dollar Scrooge has ever made. Once I melt that dime and pour it into my amulet, I will be so powerful, not only will I turn you back into my brother, but the world will be mine as well.
The only reason why I remember Magica is because she seems to be a more sexy witch than Witch Hazel.
You know, you start to realize something here. There's a theme going on with June. She played pretty much a witch for her entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Witch Hazel, she played as, obviously, Magica Dispel. When she won her Emmy, it was for a witch that she was playing on the Garfield show. It's like, damn, lady. You know, but I still love her for it. I still think she was absolutely wonderful and very, very much a part of my childhood. And I know part of my parents' childhood. And I know part of friends' kids, their childhoods. You know, June's been around and she's going to stay. Even though she's gone, her voice is still going to be remembered for those kids, even long after.
Mm-hmm.
So Neil and I have a plan for episode 94 of Pixels the Animation this holiday season. We're going to be talking, at one point in that episode, we're going to be talking about Saturday's Supercade. She was additional voices.
Mm.
Wow.
So we'll have to keep our ears out for her watching that.
Yeah, she may or may not be in the episode that I selected. I don't know.
I can show you all the episodes, but we'll figure it out later. She was in the Incredible Hulk TV series from 82 to 83. Bugs. Oh, she was Granny, and Bug. Oh, she was Goldie Mouse too, in Bugs Bunny's third movie, 1001 Rabbit Tales.
Oh yeah. In fact, actually, now you bring that up, the first Granny cartoon that she was in was that Red Riding Hood cartoon.
Yep.
Come on, out you go. Out, Granny. Out, 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 out. And stay out.
Ooh, that wolf. One of these days, pow! Right in the kisser.
She will be missed, and she left a legacy that no one will ever be able to touch.
She may be the last of the classic voices to finally die off. She deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as Mel Blanc, Dawes Butler, Don Messick, Stan Freberg, John Stevenson, Gary Owen, Gene Vanderpyle.
You know, Neil, it's funny that you mentioned that about Mel Blanc. A lot of people, Chuck Jones said, you know, a lot of people say that she's the female Mel Blanc. And he goes, oh, Mel was the male June Foray. And, you know, hearing that, I'm kind of like, you know, he's got a point. She did so damn many voices. I miss her. I already miss the woman. She's gone, you know? It's like,
another thing I saw her in was an episode of Get Smart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and only $2.99 from 1970. She was Imposter 99's quote-unquote real voice. She was Sandra in the Brady Bunch. One episode.
Well, there's a reason I might have missed that. It's the Brady Bunch.
But I mean, the woman has done so many things over her lifetime and over all of our lifetimes as well. She was in an episode of Gilligan's Island. Good Night, Sweet Skipper.
I think I saw that one. I've seen quite a few of them, but some that I missed, obviously.
Yep. I mean, she will always be remembered for all the voices that she has done. And hers is, you know, like Neil said, she may be one of the last or the last of the classical voice actors, voice actresses. But anytime you heard that voice, you knew. Even if you didn't know her name at the time, you knew who that was. It's like, oh yeah, that's the same lady that does this or does that or whatever else. And it was just so amazing. And, you know, like I said, she left us with, you know, a legacy of a lifetime.
I remember seeing, and this is really kind of what really has sucked me in even more to voice actors, was the movie trailer for I Know That Voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing it on Gizmodo, of all places, which was kind of odd. But they showed her, and she's going through, and they showed like all these different voice actors. You know, Rob Paulson, E.G. Daly, John DiMaggio, and they get to a short clip, and they show June Foray, and she's sitting there, and she's talking about doing Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and all of a sudden she just slides right into Rocky's voice, and I'm going, my God, the woman is 90 if she's a day, and she's pulling it off like it's nothing. Just right into the voice, and that, you know, you hear that, and people are, you know, I'm sure that people hearing that, you know, even my parents would be like, oh my God, she can still do this voice, and, you know, that's my childhood. You know, Rob Paulson even said that when he worked with her one day, he asked her to say, Miss Foray, would you please just say Hokey Smokes for me? And she did it, and he goes, oh my God, I'm sitting in front of my TV in 1963. Again, he goes, I'm in my pajamas watching Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these voice actors are talking about her and, you know, giving her props. It really is something when you think about it, because they respected her so much. And, you know, she's gone, and they're not going to have that legacy anymore to carry on. They are the legacy. I don't want to put them down as saying that they're not good, because all those voice actors are very good. You know, like I said, Rob Paulson, Tress McNeil, Frank Welker. They're all great, but they're the next generation. They're not the originals who really started out doing this. Like Neil mentioned, Dawes Butler, Gary Owens and such.
Yeah.
Pinto Colvig.
Yeah. Paul Frees. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she is just one of those ones that will always be remembered no matter what. Because, as I said, her voice is just everywhere.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor, and I have yet to be able to confirm this, that I Know That Voice is becoming a TV series.
Really?
Yes, it is. That was confirmed at Comic-Con.
That's-
John DiMaggio is working with it. Bob Bergen has also confirmed it. They're moving forward on it, and I think it's an absolutely wonderful thing that they're going to be going on with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody, all these voice actors need the recognition. They deserve it. They absolutely deserve all the hard work that they put in. June Foray, again, we talk about her voice and how we all heard her voice, but nobody knew what she looked like. Nobody had any clue, and nobody realized how hard she worked and all the things that she's done until now that we're talking about it.
I mean, I had known simply because of Rob's podcast, Talkin' Tunes, and other things like that. Because I remember him saying either after the fact or before I think it was after the fact, she wasn't going to come on unless it was a live audience.
Yeah.
So that's why they did the live Talkin' Tunes with June Foray. And going back and listening to that again it's such a great listen to hear her tell her stories, and I don't know, just so many voices.
What was it? She actually did a voice for oh God, there was a doll, and I can't for the life of me remember what the doll was. Now I got to go look it up and see.
Kid Sister?
No. It's like well before that.
Oh, okay.
Because they made fun of it I don't want to say they made fun of it. They kind of spoofed it in an episode of The Twilight Zone called Talkie Tina. Mm-hmm. And I would say, God, now I'm looking for it to see if I can find it here where they talked about it.
Neil, any other thoughts while he's looking that up?
Just something that is kind of a television mystery for me, because we gotta keep up our quota here. There was an episode of the Transformers, Mike.
Oh no!
Where Wheelie's voice changed for like one scene, and I swear to God, he slipped into Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and I don't know to this day if that was June Foray who did it. And I'll tell you the line. It was Planet I Know, but Decepticons Follow. It's from Five Faces of Darkness. Part 2 or part 3. I don't know, one of those. But I swear to God, it sounds like her. But to the best of my knowledge, she was never credited on that show.
No, I don't think she was at all. And I don't know how that would happen unless it was like an ADR backup thing, and unless something happened with Frank that day.
Yeah.
Because Frank was Wheelie, and I know the line.
Yeah. It's like one of the weirdest voice changes in the middle of a show.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd almost expect it to say, pull the soap opera gag. The voice of Wheelie is now being played by June Foray.
They pull the bandages off of Wheelie, and it's June.
Found it?
Yes, I did. So basically, Mattel had a doll called Chatty Cathy.
Oh yeah, I remember Chatty Cathy.
Pull the string, and all of a sudden, Chatty Cathy starts talking. Well, June did the voice of Chatty Cathy.
Oh wow!
So you have that, and then when they did the evil doll on the Twilight Zone episode Living Doll, she was the voice of Talkie Tina as well.
Oh wow!
So really creepy thing, and you're kind of like, oh dude, I don't know if I want my kids to play with a Chatty Cathy anymore.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That is so awesome. But yes, June Foray, she will be missed. like I've already said, she's left a legacy that will last way beyond our lifetime. You can't go without watching any number of Looney Tunes stuff, to Tom and Jerry, to any of that other stuff, without recognizing her voice. I often thought that Grammy Gummy from the Gummy Bears was just an older, deeper version of Granny from the Looney Tunes.
Well, one of the great Gummy medallion.
But, Zummy, where would a human child get his hands on a great medallion?
Oh, it's the same voice, same actress, but...
Well, yeah, I know, but...
Different changes.
Yeah, at times with Grammy from Gummy Bears, she's got a few vocal inflections that are different than Granny from Looney Tunes.
All right, you say your grandfather gave it to you. Where did he get it?
He found it when he was a boy, in a ruined city, way up in the western mountains. Could I have something to drink?
No.
Gruffy Gummy, you have the manners of a billy goat. Bless you, child. Of course we'll get you a drink.
Because Grammy from the Gummy Bears is a little bit more sassy than Granny from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Granny from Looney Tunes was kind of just, I don't want to say airheaded, but she was kind of flighty and kind of fun. Mm-hmm. And Grammy Gummy was more, let's get cooking, let's get things done, and talk back to me, dude.
Yep.
Granny from the Looney Tunes had a touch of senility. She's a little senile.
Yes, she did. Except the only episode I don't think I ever saw that in is the episode when she played a nurse. Because Sylvester and Tweety and the dog were all chasing each other. They all end up in the hospital, and while they're in the hospital, Sylvester tries to get Tweety, and the dog tries to stop Sylvester, and they have all these, hijinks with crutches and wheelchairs and everything else, and they get better and they leave at the end of it, and next thing you know, you hear a giant car screeching tires, and Granny the nurse just she just put the charts in the outpatient, and she goes, oh well, I guess they'll be back, or she says something, I forget what she says, and she puts them back in.
Sirrah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I saw a putty cat. Bad old putty cat. Good morning. And how are my patients today? And how's the doggy's limb this morning? Oh, still tender, eh? Well, maybe that will teach you to stop chasing the pussycat. And how's the pussyfoot today? Still sensitive? Well, maybe now you'll leave that little birdie alone. I hope this teaches both of you a lesson. Oh, the poor little Tweety bird. Let's make you a little more comfortable. Now you be good boys and get some rest. Uh-oh, I don't like the look in that putty cat's eyes. What's going on in there? My, I must be hearing things.
Didn't I tell you to shut up?
My, you must be in terrible pain. We'll just get you back into bed and give you something to make you sleep. There now, it'll be more quiet on this side of the room, and those pills will put you to sleep in a few minutes. Pussycat do? She's nowhere around. I'd better peek in and see how little Tweety Bird is doing. Bad old putty cat.
Okay, Buster, you asked for it.
You two at it again? I'll just have to strap you both in bed. Now stop sulking. Why don't you get a hobby like the pussycat? When you two decide to behave, I'll unstrap you. I've got good news, boys. Your x-rays show nothing's wrong with you, and you're dismissed. Isn't that wonderful? Gee, it feels good to be out again. Uh-oh.
That's in Daffy Duck's Fantastic Island as well.
Yeah.
That is a funny cartoon.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
So here's a little tidbit. Did you guys know that June was really the one that started the Annie Awards?
Really?
No.
Yeah. She came up with the idea back in 1972. She also helped create ASIFA Hollywood, which is the Association Internationale du Film d'Animation, or the International Animated Film Association. And she came up with that, and she noticed that there really wasn't any awards for animation or for voice actors or anything like that, so she pushed forward to it, and they finally got it. Now in let me see, where was it here? In 1995, ASIFA established the June Foray Award, and it's kind of like a lifetime achievement award for animation. Really, I think that's great. She was the first recipient of that award. Well, that seems kind of obvious to me. Hey, you got to give it to June Foray for her recognition.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the fact that she pushed for that and she got that, from June also petitioned to get the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. So if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be seeing things like Beauty and the Beast being up there, or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, Cars. All these animated films that we've seen in recent years, we wouldn't have had a category for those within the Motion Picture Association. So we have June to thank for that, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was, she along with Mel, I mean, they set the pace, and everybody's still keeping up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And it's gonna be just like Mel, where it's gonna take an army of people to replace her.
Oh yeah, there is no one woman out there that can do the voice of Granny the way that June did it. If they ever do another Rocky and Bullwinkle anything, whether it's cartoon or live action or whatever, there's no way that they could replace either one of them. I mean, Jason Alexander as Boris was kind of funny, but whatever. But yeah, yeah, you're right. Same thing, like with Mel, it is going to take an army to replace him. I don't know, maybe Tress could do it. Maybe Tress MacNeille has a voice in her repertoire that she could use that would be.
She would closest that I would put up there, and even that I would think that I would wonder if Tress would be like, that's almost sacrilege to step on. Not that Tress isn't good. I'm just wondering if that's how she would feel about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. But I mean, look at everybody, and I know it's been almost 30 years since Mel died, but look at all the different voices for Bugs now. You had Billy West, you had Jeff Bergman, you had, I think Bob Bergen did it a couple of times, not often, but you've got all these other people that are playing Bugs now. Same thing with Daffy. I mean,
Yeah.
What's really gonna be crazy is somebody having to find a replacement for Cummings for Taz, because outside of Mel Blanc, Jim Cummings is the only person I know that can voice Taz.
Oh, that's gonna be a dark day when he goes.
He's still young, as far as I know. So I mean, we've got a while. I'm not trying to say, but it's just one of those things where someone like June Foray passes away, and you think, okay, so what happens if some of the others that have taken over Mel's roles? What happens to them? Hopefully we'll all be gone by then, though. I don't know. This is really turning very, very morbid. Any final thoughts, Doug?
I think I've said it all. She was just a great woman. I'm glad I met her once, and she's going to be missed. That's really it.
Yep. Neil?
Well, I said that she might be the last of the classic voices, and I understand it's a very arbitrary line to draw, but I do believe she is the last of the theatrical actors to pass away from the old shorts.
Yeah, I mean, she was 99 years old when she passed, and the Looney Tunes stuff started what? Early mid-20s?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a very, very long career.
Well, she would have been 3 when that started, but
I know, but I'm saying that
I'm thinking that she was active around like the mid-40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, according to Wikipedia, she was active from 1930 to 2014, so
it's a long haul.
Oh, God.
Yeah, very, very much. As for me, I will always remember her as Witch Hazel and as Granny, and as a few of the other voices she does. Obviously, Jokey Smurf and Grammy Gummy and whatever else. Actually, that's coming up later this year, maybe for Christmas. We are going to have the Disney Afternoon Spotlight here on ToonCast Beyond, and we are going to be covering the Adventures of the Gummy Bears. So we'll have more June Foray coverage later. What were you going to say, Neil?
I was going to throw in Natasha Badinoff.
Yep, Natasha as well. Yep. Boris and Natasha. Oh, boy.
This has nothing to do with June, but there was another live-action a Boris and Natasha movie, I think made in the 80s or somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually better than the CGI Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, it was 1993. Had Dave Thomas as Boris. I forget the name of the woman who did Natasha, but they
Dave Thomas, as in the Wendy's guy?
No. The actor Dave Thomas, who used to be on
The Great White North.
Yeah, Great
Was
White.
he one of the Second City actors? I think.
Yeah, he was. He was also with Brett Butler in her show that she had for a while on ABC, and I can't for the life of me remember what the name of it was.
Yeah.
Courage Under Fire?
That's it, yes.
I can't believe I remember that.
Yeah. No, Grace Under Fire, that's what it was.
Grace Under Fire. That's what it is. I was close.
Yeah. But played in there with it, and then actually because of that, June Foray did make a cameo in that film.
Oh.
She comes up asking Natasha for an autograph, and she's doing the whole Natasha voice while she's doing it. It was like this quick thing, and I heard it, and I went, "Hey, that's the lady who is the voice of Natasha." I've never seen that in '93 and going, "That's kind of weird, but okay."
Yeah, that Rocky and Bullwinkle movie. That was around the time where we weren't quite sure if that CG was good or bad. It's like, is this okay? Now we look back at it.
Yeah.
I can't watch that movie.
The CGI one was okay. It wasn't like god. There are worse things out there than that.
It wasn't quite the Incredible Bulk.
Or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Hulk. Let me just jump from mountain to mountain. Yay! All right, folks. June Foray, may she rest in peace. Doug, do you want to say anything else?
I think we're good for right now. Go ahead and move on. Neil, how about you?
Well, I'm going to fast track the commentary that Mike and I did for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That will be up on August 1st. Just because June's in that, and I thought, well, I might as well throw this out here as quickly as I can.
I'm honestly surprised you hadn't put it out already since the news of her passing.
Well, I had already had stuff in the pike, and I was like, where can I fit this in?
All right, Doug, we're going to be able to find you online, sir.
Well, once I get talking about my generation launched again, you'll be able to find me there. We will also have, you can find me at SPRZOUT out on Twitter. I know you're going to make fun of that. Go right ahead, Mike.
Neil, where can the people find you?
Peeling Daily on Twitter.
Oh God, I make fun of both of them. Holy crap.
GCRN.com is my website, and if you want to hear the podcast that I just mentioned, it's The Big Bad Movie Show. You can find it on patreon.com/Mr. Neil, and that's it.
Awesome. Wow. I completely forgot. I have two co-hosts that I make fun of both of their Twitters for different reasons. Holy crap. All right. We will catch you next time here on ToonCast Beyond with episode 75.
Oh, a tugboat whistle goes toot, toot, toot. It toots high and it toots low. But the toot, toot, toot doesn't mean a hoot. It's the chugga, chugga, chug that makes it go. Whenever a tugboat chugs upstream, you'll always see it puffing out steam. A happy tugboat seems to sing a toot, toot, toot and a ding, ding, ding. Oh, a tugboat whistle goes toot, toot, toot. It toots high and it toots low. But the toot, toot, toot doesn't mean a hoot. It's the chugga, chugga, chugga that makes it go.
Boris, darling, your plan worked. Moose and Squirrel are out of the way at last.
You said it, kiddo.
Leave the boy alone, Gruffy Gummy. He's proved that he's trustworthy.
Thank you, ma'am. My name's Kevin, by the way.
Well, what a polite young man. Kevin, you've met Gruffy. This is Sonny Gummy. I'm Grammy Gummy.
Wait, let me guess. You're Tummy Gummy.
Right.
Zummy Gummy, our keeper of gummy wisdom.
And I'm Cubby Gummy. I'm gonna be a great knight someday.
What was that stuff I drank?
Oh, gummy berry juice. We gummies have been making it for centuries.
It's what makes us bounce.
Oh, yeah, but apparently it has a different effect on humans. Oh, dear, humans. Kevin, there's something that we must do right away. Please, follow me.
As the Grinch took the tree, as he started to shove, he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove.
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
And the nasty old witch planned to fatten the little boy and girl and throw them into the hot oven for her supper. Why, that dirty old... So while they was eating the gingerbread from her house, she walked out with a big smile and craftily approaching the children said,
Come into my house, children, and I'll give you candy and ice cream and pickled herring and sweet and sour upside-down cake and hard-boiled all-day suckers.
That's good, ja?
Ja, ist gut.
Und schief ist und wissbein.
Ja, Chibi.
Vigo, ja?
Vigo. Come, kiddies. Let's go eat the goodies, the goodies, the goodies. Let's go eat the goodies. La-ta-ta-ta-ta.
This looks like a job for the Masked Avenger. But since he ain't around, I guess I'll have to take care of it myself. It's good, ja. Oh, ja, it's good.
Ja, ist gut. Und yummy.
Oh, ja, und yummy, ja.
It's good, ja. Just a minute. It's pizza, ja? How do you do, sir? What can a kindly, harmless old mother-type lady like me do for you?
I am the truant officer, madam. Why aren't the children in school?
Children? Children?
Oh, come now. Don't be coy. Where are they at? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Roasting children.
Call it a weakness.
And pray, what are your names, my poor children?
My name is Gretel.
And my name is Hansel. Hansel? 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 Run for your dear little lives. She is a witch and means to eat you for her supper.
Ach, und Himmel!
Your mother rides a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, dear, there goes my supper.
No hard feelings, Granny. But just remember that any rabbit's too smart for you.
Aha! That's it. Rabbit stew.
What's up, Doctress? Me and my generous impulses.
Notice how I ride side saddle. It proves I'm a lady of quality. Well, what's the use of being a witch if you don't use witchcraft, huh? Varsnick, a spider, some glue, a lizard's gizzard, an eel's heel or two. Doo-doo-doo, for little folks in poison oak. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the ugliest one of all?
By my troth, I will avow, there's none that's uglier than thou.
I'm so deathly afraid of getting pretty as I grow older. Pretty?
Boy, this trick-or-treating is a pretty nice racket. Pity it only comes once a year.
I could finish this goop tonight if only I had some guests. Come in, chaps!
Evening, Granny. Do you have any goodies for a Halloween witch?
Witch? I don't remember seeing her at any of the union meetings. But my, isn't she the ugliest little thing? Ugly? Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the ugliest one of all?
Thou wert the ugliest one, 'tis true, but that creep is uglier far than you.
Darling! Come in, come in, come in, come in. I warn you, dearie, I'm going to worm all of your ugly secrets out of you. Tell me now, who undoes your hair?
Do you like it?
Like it? Why, it's absolutely hideous!
I did myself up tonight.
There's nothing like a home permanent. Oh, but I mustn't be such a selfish hostess. Wait right here and I'll stir up some tea and goodies. Make yourself homely.
She may not be very pretty now, but she was somebody's baby once.
A cup of tea, a cookie, and you. It's a special brew of my own. I think you'll like it.
Welcome back to Scary Mary's Real Scary Mummy Movie Matinee. Now, before we get back to our feature called What's That in the Bathroom? We have a special treat for you kids. Our special guest is Al Bundy, shoe salesman.
I've seen the show. It's excellent. This is what you booked him on?
Well, every time I called Oprah, it seemed to be lunchtime. We're on our way, baby. We're on our way.
Kids, Al here says that he was scared out of his bedroom window by a picture of his wife. Al says he saw God after he hit the pavement. Then what happened, Al?
Well, Scary Mary, I saw God's shoes.
Tell us all about it, Al.
Well, Mary, believe it or not, people mock me for me having seen God's shoes. They throw things, shoot pellets at me, sick dogs at me. And don't think I don't know some of you kids out there are the ones responsible for it. I'll get you, I swear. But I just persevere with my message.
Uh-huh. Well, there you have it, boys and girls. Al Bundy. You might want to check under your beds for him tonight. And now, back to our movie.
Hey, wait a second. I was told I could sell my shoes on this show. Your producers promised me.
Look, buddy, what do you want from me? I'm just a hand in a crummy sock.
Well, you'll be a sock full of bloody knuckles if I don't get the pedal of my shoes here. I'm on a holy mission.
Hey, stagehands here.
God's shoes, they're real comfortable. See, the socks are already built in.
Kids,
see,
if you're
they're
by
great.
the phone...
I wear them myself. See?
911, can we get that on the screen, please?
Sell it, baby, sell it.
I told him one of these days, Al